Hello, and welcome to yet another completely unprofessional unboxing. Scott here, and what I have here today is something that I've been waiting on for well over a year. It was a Kickstarter that I backed right before we hit the COVID lockdown situation here in the States, which affected everyone, as we know, and delayed several Kickstarters that occurred before that due to a variety of reasons. This one, though, is something that fairly special to me. I mean, all of these, have some sort of meaning when I get them, but this one in particular is something that I backed after participating in a Let's Play of this game back when I was, playing off and on online on the Chambers of Roleplay. I will put a link in the comments to check that out. I think it might have been my first, maybe second foray into doing the online Let's Play things for a while there. Had a lot of fun, and the game just really grabbed me. And this is specific towards certain tastes, but once I open it up, you'll kind of see what it is. So, trusty Coleman steak knife here again, and this one should be relatively easy to open. And if I'm not mistaken, there's a few items inside. Okay. And nice, nicely sealed and secure. Oof. Okay. That's a deck of cards. No invoice showing personal information, which is good. All right. And open this up. Excuse me. Okay, and what we have here, we have a map, U-boat mystery, a deck of cards, and the game itself. Let me just set this aside. So what is this? For those who aren't familiar with it, this is the Troubleshooters, an action-adventure role-playing game. Just at the initial glance on the cover, some of you may seem like it might be slightly familiar in how it looks. And if you're thinking, Tintin, if you're thinking, the look of Asterix and Obelix, the look of, what were some of the others? Lucky Luke, and popular European comics such as this, mostly that you would have experienced over in Europe and the UK. We did get a couple of them over here, mainly translations of Tintin and Asterix, but sometimes we would get others. And so this game itself was designed to evoke that action adventure kind of comic book scope of what it would be like to take part in an adventure like with Tintin and such. Not realistic per se. There are dangers abound. Wonderful scenarios, that could come from this, and could be as silly as and as wonderful as you want it to be, since it's not really grounded in realism, but more in the high-end pulp aspects of what these comic books, and cartoon strips were trying to provide back in the day. So let's go ahead and open this. And very excited because this has been a long time coming, and I haven't had a chance to do anything with the game itself since we played it, but wonderful memories of it. A fun, lighthearted game. And take that off. All right, hardback with a dust jacket on it, or dust cover. Thank you. Oh, well, okay. I don't know if I need to cut that out, but be cool. Don't use it. Anyways, open up the inside. So this is the Troubleshooters by Krister Sunderland and edited by Brandon Bowling. And was, let's see here, going down, several different artists, cover arts, producers, and playtesters on here. Let's see here. Yes, Helmgast was the one that I took part in one of the playtests, and with a few people from the UK, and had an absolute blast. So yes, important thing about games such as this, games that tend to follow a specific artistic design aesthetic. You want to be Tintin? Fantastic. Well, not only should it provide the information within the rules itself in the book, but the art should should evoke that sensation. That should complement the game itself. Give you the feeling that you are within the world. And one of the things that drew me to this was the artwork. I think does an excellent job of that. As you can see, just in the chapters themselves and the table of contents, it does have wonderful pieces of art here. And we go through the introduction of the game. Several different characters here. And what is this game about? This doesn't look like a comic book. True, this is not a comic book. It is a role-playing game inspired by comic books. There's a chance that this is your first role-playing game. If that's the case, you may be wondering how a game can be a book. Okay, so we have the introduction to what a role-playing game is. But yes, if you are, I know I've just said it a second ago, but if your game is going to use an artistic style as the foundation, the art should be front and center and as good as you can possibly get it. Because, especially if it's a licensed product. This is not a licensed product. This is highly original, but it is inspired by said comics I had mentioned. And so it should have that feeling. And this I find that's lost in some other games that either are licensed or want to evoke or utilize the artwork of a particular individual or product and whatnot, and it just doesn't give, it doesn't just add to what the comic or the art style or whatever it is does. It leans more heavily into the game, and there should be a nice balance in that. All right, so I'm getting sidetracked. So how does this work? What you need to do the game. General information, dice and stuff, role-playing etiquette, terms and glossary. So we got a nice introduction into the game itself, what makes the game and what you need to do it, which is decent, but it doesn't seem like it goes on and on and on like other games can do. Information, so the cast, the players. It seems like the instead of using a PC or character, you're called the cast instead of the party or whatever. So immediately, this is going to tell you that this is going to be a cinematic affair type game. Over the top, dramatic, like a comic book adventure. And you want to present that, and you want to totally involve yourself in it, or you're watching an actual cartoon itself, an animated cartoon, and you are part of this. So some information on session 0, on creating a team, different aspects of what you could be: curious adventure, sleuth, agents, heists, roles within the team, and information on creating your character. We're going to skip over just a bit to kind of get through this because there's a couple other things I'm going to look at. Different templates. What is it that you're going to be? Inquisitive journalist. There we go. There's Tintin right there. If you want to, if you want to follow in his footsteps, but likewise, there's several others on there. Plot hooks. And this is I'm just kind of looking at it. This is a fairly dense book. I wasn't expecting it to be as thick, so it seems like they put a lot of work into this with the extra amount of time that they've had to provide the Kickstarter to everyone who backed it. Different skills, ability descriptions, and so on and so forth. Setting the scene on action. Action should be front and center within this game. Doesn't necessarily mean combat. It just means, action. Keeping the momentum moving. We have our little ribbon here. Okay, and then we now go into fights and combat. damage, vitality, and wounds, healing, different conditions you can have, story points, gear and whatnot, and then we're going to go more in depth into trains, planes, and automobiles, different parts of the world, Berlin, Cairo, Hong Kong. These are high adventure cities that would have been focused during these cartoons, or in these comics a while back, especially during the time of the Cold War, where the intrepid journalists could suddenly be involved in a heist or a situation, and suddenly find themselves becoming a spy for this particular series, and then moving on to something else. So Leningrad, and then weird locations, Paris, and if I'm not mistaken, I think there was detailed companions that came with this that would have gone more in depth into at least a couple of the major cities. Could be totally wrong on that. Handling the session, the Octopus. I believe this is their evil organization that you're constantly fighting against as they are hiding within the shadows, trying to manipulate the world. Yes, there's a great picture there. I would dare say, just looking at that might be the creators or Kickstarters who might have paid a certain level to get their image, image transposed in here. Could be wrong. So, technology, tags for adversary attacks, and so on. So, different NPCs. And what is this? I was curious what this was. Oops. Oh no. Oh no, we have a print error here. We have a folded over piece that looks like didn't get cut properly. Well, it's not a deal breaker, but it is always unfortunate to see things like this. I will definitely bring it up to them and see if they have something available that might be able to replace it. It doesn't make the book unusable. And nor am I usually would I make a big deal about certain things, but in regards to Kickstarters, and especially if you're paying a decent amount for a brand new book, these things should be relatively spotless as far as the manufacturing aspect is concerned. I understand typos. If I see a typo within a book or other minor layout issues, I'm not going to go sending an email, saying, this is crap. I want a brand new book. I deserve to have the best. But print issues like this, production issues, these are things that, should be avoided and should be rectified if found. This is not a, this would be an amateur mistake, so to speak, in my opinion. But anyways, so we have different appendices. So calendar in 1965. So there you go. Taking place within the 60s. The beginning aspects of the Cold War, the height of the spy thrillers and dramas such as that. And different name lists for French names, German names, Russian names, and so on. Character traits. And we will go here in the back and see, what do we have here? We have how to cut out, okay, so you can make your own passport, which I thought I ordered some. I will need to double check my order. So anyways, so yes, your character sheet resembles a passport, which is neat, which is a neat little add-on, neat little prop for the game itself. And then we get to the back of the book with more information and some pictures. And here we are. So, Troubleshooters, we're in the world where your next adventure take you. Welcome to the Troubleshooters, an action-adventure tabletop role-playing game of international mystery. Set in the mid-1960s in a world where mysterious temples hidden in the jungles, valleys that time forgot, mad scientists, space stations, spies with super gadgets, and villainous organizations scheming for world control. The characters live adventurous lives all over the world, no matter if it is a hunt for a lost treasure, helping someone get their inheritance, stopping spies from stealing mystery secrets, or foiling the octopus evil plans for world domination. You just go on adventures. Fantastic. I mean, things don't need to be overly complicated in a lot of games. And I feel certain games may lean too heavy on recreating a persistent, living, breathing world, which is great. I've taken place in that. I've tried my best to provide that at certain times. It's a lot of work, not just for the GM, but for the players too, to constantly maintain this living, breathing, fully detailed and articulated world. Sometimes you just want to show up. What's the adventure today? Just like a comic serial, just like a comic book, just like an animated, an animated television show. Where are we going this week? What's happening now? You're not too concerned about what happens outside the adventure. You'll get a little bit of things trickling into it as you either start or complete it, but just want to go out and just have some fun, kick some ass, and just have a wonderful time and not worry too much about what happens outside of that. This is a fantastic game for that, in my opinion, at least from what I've experienced. I know some changes have occurred, but this is one that I'm definitely going to put to the top of my list and hoping to, provide either locally or online to my friends and fellow players, a few adventures within this game. Definitely moving this to the top of the stack. Okay, so what else came with it is a deck of things. I don't think I'm going to open these up just yet, but it's Okay, well, let's see here. Not too. Are they okay? Now I am going to open them because I'm curious. Because are these going to be all in French, or are they just divided? Is there going to be an equal card, one in French, one in English? So my curiosity is piqued. Okay, so all right, do. Okay. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. No, these are... Oh, wait. Am I wrong? Yeah. I mean, yeah. These are in French. Oh. Yeah. Okay. So, not the first time. I'm going to show my true colors and how idiotic I can be. I'm sure some people might have been yelling while I was going through these. Look at the back, stupid. So there we go. English on one side, French on the other. Fantastic. Okay, so yep, that's me. Completely unfreaking professional. All right, the U-Boat Mystery, which is an adventure that came with the game. Once again, I don't think I'm going to go too much in depth with this. And okay, so instantly, I just realized what they're going for with this aesthetic. This reminds me of the Asterix and Obelix and the Tintin books we had at the library. There were these, full... I don't know how they were created back there. If they were full comics themselves, or the serials themselves would be printed together in a book and then presented to, then sold as a complete story. But so these were exactly how I remember them, to be honest. Whoa, okay. What are these? Okay, I think these are props to go with the game, with the adventure. So yes, and it had a dust cover on it, dust jacket, whatever you call it. And yeah, wow, God, this and this. Yep, there we are. So nice little aesthetic. I like that. So yeah, so the U-Boat Mystery. So remove the Troubleshooters, put the Adventures of Tintin or whatever, and change the cover, throw him on here, and you probably couldn't tell the difference. Love this. Love this aesthetic that they're going with here. Just a quick look. So the U-boat mystery. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, 5 chapters, including the conclusion, along with some information in the back and the handouts. So taking place in New York, Stellingit. I'm not sure where that's at. Out on the sea. So fantastic. I don't want to open this up in case anyone else has this, or there's people going to be playing it. There's going to be spoilers in there. I'll just slide that back in here. And what do we have here? Charts and blueprints for the U-boat mystery. So yeah, so additional handouts. Once again, not going to open this up. It looks like it to be a wonderfully large map, but there's probably spoilers on here, so I will save it for a different time. So, so there you go. We have the Troubleshooters. Wildly happy. Wildly happy with how this turned out. Can't say the wait wasn't a long time, but it is one of the things where I believe that in regards to this, well worth the wait. And I don't think they just sat around waiting for everything to end. I think they put forth 110% effort into this, and has produced a beautiful book with a wonderful aesthetic. And I now that it's being, I believe it's being sold through Modiphius's website. So hoping that it has a long lifespan and additional things to complement it. I could definitely see this being a long-term campaign as far as the different adventures that it provides and what you can do with this. Steal. Beg, borrow, and steal from all of the Tintin comic books and whatnot. And you could definitely have tons of fun with this and provide a lot of entertainment for yourself and your players. So thank you so much for taking part in yet another unprofessional unboxing. My name is Scott, and this was the Troubleshooters. And as mentioned, look for the video. I'll put a link into it in the comments of myself and others playing it. And check it out. Hop on Modiphius' site. Grab it. I see this being very popular and probably going quickly. So grab yours while you can. Thank you. Take care. And have yourself a wonderful day. We'll see you next time.